to quickly give a synopsis of the beginning. You see, the Oyetola administration added over 12,000 people when it was drawing towards the time of handover. And the reason for this, I don't know, because for a government that struggled all the 4 years it stayed to pay salaries and to pay staff emoluments, that was a red flag. But anyway, so over 12,000 people were hurriedly added onto the payroll. And then the incoming government of Adeleke decided that first, they issued an executive order. There were 6 executive orders. Executive orders 3 and 4 nullified and reversed all these appointments and that all their salaries should stop. And then they promulgated a committee. They actually started with the committee. They had 6 committees. The 3rd committee was the one for staff audit and staff matters and what have you. The report of the committee is here. And majority of the things we found, I'm talking of the committee they did by themselves. And the committee consisted of public servants, civil servants, people noteworthy, people who were, the inner caucus. And this is what they came up with. And you'll be surprised to know that most of their recommendations and their findings were things we had found ourselves. For instance, the committee had a disparity with regards to the number of people. They said, Ministry of Human Resources, give us the number of people you have. The Ministry of Human Resources gave them 38,268 people. And then the committee said they found about only 35,011. And then the paying company, the ones that handled the payroll for them at that point, said that there were 39,106. So if we were to put it into a proper perspective, if there's 38,268 being touted by the Ministry of Human Resources, that's the number of people they have, and their own committee at that time said they only found a little over 35,000, we can safely say, Sheun, that their own committee already discovered more than 4,000 and 80-something ghost workers. So suddenly, you contract us and you say, so they knew from the beginning that there was a problem. The administration knew there was a problem. And the committee's recommendation to them, their own committee's recommendation to them, was that there should be a full-blown holistic audit of all staff, the pensioners, and the state-owned higher institution of learning. My mandate did not include any political appointees, because at that time that I got my letter, there were no political appointees in the first instance, save for, I think, the chief of staff and the SSG, and the governor and his deputy. So we started, and as usual, when you set out to correct things, there would always be that iota of worrying. So it was war right from the very beginning. So many people who obviously were, for some reason or the other, maybe they were benefiting from it or what have you, decided that this thing would not see the light of day. But the truth be told, the governor stood his ground. Governor Ademola Adeleke stood his ground, wanted the audit completed, and he ensured that we were able to do most of the things we wanted to do, to the extent that he was available. You could call him up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I used to call him then the governor that never slept. You can call him, Your Excellency, we had issues and all that, and he will sort it out. Oh, okay, is that your problem? No problems. Don't worry, look at it as a challenge. Tomorrow morning we'll sort it out. And we struggled, we put in our best, the best effort, and then we were able to come up with the reports that we have. We went on to submit another, a few of them more, making 39,456. Of this 39,456, 8,452 did not show up, and the amount of money being used to pay those is 1,143,000 naira every month, and that amounts to over 13.716 billion a year. Also, the pensioners, when we asked how many there were for pensioners, they said that there were over 17,000 pensioners, but when we did the full audit of all the pensioners, both home and abroad, because they said some were in the diaspora and what have you, and we used, communication has really, advanced, and we used Zoom to call the ones that were supposedly abroad, and we found out that of the figures submitted, 5,831 were non-existent. And we did this for 12 months. And Sheung, there's nowhere within Osun State where we were working in Osogbo there. There's nowhere in that state, no corner in that state that will take a year between that corner and coming to Osogbo to do whatever it is you wanted to do, which took only 5 minutes. So we did a physical verification of all workers, all pensioners, of the state-owned higher institutions of learning, of the local government, of the state government. And we found out that some people were being paid multiple times in a month. Fancy, in a situation where you're getting paid electronically through the banks, but you have one single account, one single account, taking 962 salaries per month. One single account linked to only one BVN and one name and one bank account, taking 962. In fact, there was a particular account that had 5,615 salaries going into it every month. I suppose when you have such things, there automatically should be checks and balances on ground. In other words, red flags should have gone up and what have you, but nobody did anything. The Ministry of Finance is there. They should be the ones superintending on payroll. The Office of the Accountant General is there. The Office of the Human Resources is there. How would you look at people getting paid?
You're welcome back to the morning show, Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. And in that video you just watched, that was more like a defense of the audit that has been carried out in Osun. And in recent weeks, it has sparked controversy. And that video was, the CEO of Salatipat Consulting firm right there, speaking on some of the findings of the audits that has been carried out, as contracted by the Osun State government right here in Osun. It was on a major television channel when talking about, this. In recent months, in recent weeks, there has been a lot of controversy back and forth between the Salatipat firm and the Osun State government on the disparity, the actual number of, ghost workers, and then differing figures, differing opinions, differing interpretations of the findings of this audit. And just yesterday, she held that interview. What we have in the studios with us to help us make sense of this conversation and to put things in proper perspective and to hear their own side of this narrative. We have with us in the studios Osun State Commissioner of Information and Public Enlightenment, Barrister Kolapo Alimi. Good morning, Barrister. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning, our viewers at home.
All right, Barrister, let us get things in proper perspective. At what time, just to have a quick background, at what time was this audit carried out, and what has been, the findings? What is the stance of the Osun State government?
No, thank you very much. You just see from the video you played that the auditing of the payroll became very necessary at the inception of this administration. And so we need to let the whole world know that the audited report we are talking about was the audited report of the payroll under the last administration. That must be clearly stated, because the part of the transition issue happened to be, we set up a transition committee immediately after the Governor Adeleke won the election in 2022. So part of the issue raised there was that we need to be ascertained as per those that are getting salary from the public fund. So the woman was called to that transition committee, and she came. She made presentation to the committee that they had the capacity to detect ghost workers. So all of us, we were elated. And so the job was given to her immediately after the swearing. That's why you see talking about 2023. When you are talking about 2023, that was the beginning, because the government came on board on November 2027. So we only had December of 2022. So the woman came in and started a job. So what necessitated it was for us to know who and who have been collecting salary. Do we have fraud there? Let's us set that record straight. It's not to audit this administration. Now, and what informed our advocacy now, too, the people need to know, is that she's claiming 2 billion naira. Why the government discovered that she's only entitled to 47 million naira plus?
Why is that?
I will tell you the background so that you know that she's not a human rights activist. She's not just making all this claim for fun. She's trying as much as possible to get money from the state, which the state said, you are not entitled to this. And why? After the report, you submitted your report. You categorize 8,000 plus workers of Osun State as ghost workers, as I'm saying. If you listen to her very well. Okay? Immediately the report was submitted. The Labour got wind of the report because during the auditing, there had been back and forth between the workers and that consultant. Because of the handling of that auditing. But the governor insisted. Look at, you just read from what she said now. The governor insisted that we will get to the root of this something. Nobody will blackmail us to stop this auditing. Okay. So the governor gave her all the necessary support needed against all odds. So she concluded. After the conclusion, claiming 8,000 plus, the governor insisted that that report must be implemented. So it was at that time that the labor union and some workers that has been categorized as unseen, as ghost workers, came forward. One of them is Professor Adeboye, the Vice Chancellor of Union, and some notable person. So they started raising issue. That notwithstanding, the governor still believed that woman. And so some people, directly or indirectly, they got rid of this thing that Labour were planning showdown with the state. And so the Dr. Deji got wind of this issue and called the governor. What was the issue? The people called him that the administration that was just about months, the Labour is going to strike, to go on strike. Because the Labour said, no, this report is not correct. The governor said no. Perhaps the governor was thinking that you people are thieves, this psychology of the people they have. So Dr. Deji called. The governor told Dr. Deji, Adeleke, his brother, that this is what we have done. And this is what we have discovered. 8,000 ghost workers. They have saved us 1.something billion naira every month, amounting to 13 billion naira annually. That who the hell are those people saying we should not implement the report? And so the doctor now say, okay, if you so much believe in it, there's no problem. The governor say, okay, for the chairman, Dr. Deji, to understand the whole scenario, he will bring the woman to Dr. Deji to come and make his presentation because he has made personal presentation to the governor. That's why the governor insisted that auditing report must be implemented. They went to Lagos. He made the report. He made his own findings to Dr. Deji. Doctor, you also look at it. I also believe in it. But the governor said, okay, let us find in between. The laborers are planning a showdown with the government. And this is not to be a good omen for the administration that is very, very young, for the labor to be having issue with you. Okay, madam, you believe in your report. There's no way we could attest to veracity or otherwise of your report. We are not doubting your integrity. But what will happen now is this, set up a committee, call the laborers there. Then bring your representative, submitted 2 persons into that something. All of you with some aides of the governor, check this report, check the claim of those people that are saying they have been classified as a ghost worker and not ghost workers, and then so that you get an amicable resolution. If the labor on their own, if they see that these people are ghost workers, Dr. said, I doubt whether they will still continue to make any form of agitation. And that was it. The woman agreed and left. Because from the 8,000 workers, ghost workers, and about 13 billion naira to be saved. What the state government agreed with that woman in the contract agreement is that she's going to be paid 15% of the amount saved. People should understand this. 15% of the amount saved. It means the higher the number of ghost workers, the higher the amount to be paid to that woman.
And so, if there is a reduction, the reduction in her own price there, I mean, the amount she's going to get, if the ghost workers get to reduce,
there will be reduction. Okay. So the woman was claiming about 2 billion naira. As a result of that one, when they now said they will set up a sort of a review committee for the woman agreed initially. Later on, she just said it was not part of the agreement that after the conclusion of her job will be reviewed. And that's why letters started flying around here and there. It was then that the governor now said, no. If what you have actually told me, what you have said, you believe in it, you have to allow, just bring the labels and then bring your people and then you do the something. You understand it? And that was where the governor said, go. If truly, people like the Vice Chancellor of Uni Osun and some notable workers that anybody can see have been classified as ghost workers because they contain the report. The report is still available. The report. I believe very soon will be made public. So that those people that has been classified that is talking about, they are contained in the report, and you will say their name. So my sister, let me just anchor this thought. No, so from there you started flying, and then the committee labels and the governor, they went ahead to do the cleaning of that report, to do the review. A review of it. And instead of 8,000 plus, they got about less than 500. And so they calculated the amount, and the amount was far low, less than $1 billion, far low. And then they now calculated our own money based on that one. The money now fell from almost 2 billion naira to 47 million naira plus. And so that's why. So since then, she has been back and forth. And if you could recollect, maybe about 3 or 4 months ago, this issue came up, and Architect Gomidon was in this studio. I was on Zoom. He said she would be going to EFC and ICPC. We said, please go, because the auditing we are talking about is not even our own. Please go. If you can help us save money, why not? Instead of going to that ICPC or EFCC, 3 months after, she has started the media war again, misinforming the people. So the purpose why she's doing this is what the people will look at. And then, secondly, that she has threatened to go to court. She has threatened to go to ICPC and EFCC. And up to this moment, she has not been there. We have decided on our own. We are going to the EFCC and ICPC. Because this is a subtle blackmail. If we employed you to do a job, it was based on the fact that we had the intention to clean it up, okay? But our intention was not to categorize same workers, non-workers, as ghost workers. That's not the intention of the government, is not to sack. No. And so you can't just come out with your report and say that your report cannot be subject to review in your own presence. You have been asked to send your representatives. You deny. So up to this moment, it's still open. You can still call on her. If tomorrow she's ready, the report is still intact. If tomorrow she's ready with the Committee of Labour and some governors aid and our representative or even herself, for them to sit down a week or two to check this thing, who is telling like the whole world will know, but we want the whole world to know. Because the fact that the payroll audited happened to be the one inherited under Alhaji Gboyega Oyetola.
Let's get this, let's clarify. You said you've invited, them to have their representatives come.
That was at the beginning, and they agreed.
So did that happen?
No, that's what I'm saying. It was as we are talking now. In the meeting, held with Dr. DG. I told you.
Why was Dr. DG there?
No, that's what I said. People ask.
Why was Dr. DG there? In what capacity?
Thank you. It's not that in any capacity. It's like, let me tell you one thing. It's like you hearing something now. you have invited me. If somebody is asking what capacity, when Dr. Deji heard that the labor was about to have showdown with the governor, he called the governor. What's going on? The governor explained to him of what happened. The governor said, if for you to understand, I will bring the woman to your house. It was the governor that brought the doctor. It's not here in Osun. It was the governor that took the woman to Dr. Deji in Lagos because of concern of Dr. Deji. So, and immediately they got there, they had a middle way around. Okay, the governor and Sally Tiboti, you believe in this report. The labor to, get the two of you.
It's more like saying that, would this same concession that you've given Dr. Deji be extended to any other citizen of Osun?
Of course, and it's what you are doing now. You are inviting me.
As media.
If you are individual, if there's a gray area, and I don't have anything to
All right,
to
let's
hide.
get to...
No, don't get that one. Right. And I don't have anything to hide. As a commissioner, if you ask me, I will explain to you. You understand it? And if I'm not the one to talk to it, that's okay, let me bring so many people come to my office to come and make inquiry. You thought about it being personal. And the man did not say, please go and implement. The man did not say, please don't implement. The man said, okay, the laborers are agitating. I heard the agitation. You insist. Let us find a middle way. And the woman agreed during that meeting, only for her later on to understand, because she understands that review might bring about reduction
in remuneration.
In the remuneration eventually.
All right, Barrister, let's talk about the BVN, versus the accounts. Multiple accounts linked to some certain BVNs, that she laid claim to. How do you reconcile that, with what you said? She said that about 5,000 or so were linked to a particular account. Several accounts, money was going to, several salaries were going to a particular account. How do you explain that?
Nobody is disputing that. Let me tell you one thing, get it right. That's our own claim.
What's your finding? No, that's what we're saying.
That's what according to I was not part and parcel of that committee. But according to the review committee, all those claims are not true. This would have been straightened. Would have been so straightforward. If the woman has sent a representative, you get up to this point, I'm still saying, the woman still believed genuinely in her report. Instead of going around, she has three options. First and foremost, she could have challenged us to the public that, before the FCC, if we will look at it, I will send my representative. You media or two will be there. Let us do this thing.
To form a committee.
No, that when you make a claim, it is your claim. It is still a claim. You understand it? It's what you believe in. But some people are disputing that claim. If you are making a claim and I'm disputing it, the first option is for us, the two of us, to sit down and harmonize. The second one is to take it in front of my brother here. Now they agree that there will be an harmonious committee, a review committee. All of them will sit down and review this report. She didn't allow that. You understand it? So up to this moment, she said she will send petition to the ICPC or EFCC. We have been expecting that one. Instead of getting something from the EFCC or SCPC, we are seeing her on channel. That's no longer the issue. It means she wants to blackmail the government to pay her. And the governor has said 1 kobo of this thing will not be paid to somebody who does not hand it. You understand it? And look at the margin now. From 47 million naira to almost 2 billion naira. If the government has been a fraudulent one, we will have paid her. She will have gone away. Nobody will have. If I thought we don't implement the report, she will not even bother about it. She's not doing all this thing. We want the whole state to know she's not doing all this thing because of Osun State. She's doing it because of herself. If the government, look at it, I said, if the government has paid her off with that money, if there are frauds and the government refuse to implement the report, the woman will not talk again. We
would never know.
She will still be looking for opportunity, another opportunity. Maybe another government can engage her, or she can.
That's just a projection.
I'm just telling you, because if she's so sincere, you have called me now. It's quite unfortunate she couldn't be here yesterday when we were discussing about this thing. That how could a national television somebody came with all this kind of report? You didn't contact us. To hear from our own side, you allow her all the day to blackmail. That's the essence, because the essence of media engagement is for the other party to say the other side. If we have been there, I will have asked her, okay, is that your position? Don't worry yourself. Are you ready with your representatives? I won't even argue that whether 5,000 or 10,000. If it is 100,000, somebody is collecting 100,000. Are you ready with your representative now? The report is still intact, and then we will have asked her to bring her representatives, and then send the representative of Labour and some other people to look at. You give them 2 weeks, and we told the whole Nigerians that we are coming back to give you the report. But they allow her all alone. You understand it? Just continue to bring out trial. Look at part of the truth which he said. If the governor had not really wanted that audit report to go ahead, the governor wouldn't have insisted. She will have been stopped midway. All
right, Honorable Commissioner. Coming to the aspect, you made mention that the report, when it came out, some people came out to show up as non-ghost workers, and that made the government feel as if that report is not credible enough. However, you said she had about 8,000 plus ghost workers in the report, and in the end of the review, you have less than 500, which means there are still some ghost workers in the government. Now, what steps have the Osun State government done to clarify
immediately? The essence of it was that she's trying to help us save money. Look at it. If you are trying to help us save money, and those people that are collecting money are not us. They are those people. We are talking of immediate past administration. Those people have been knocked off. And that was the basis upon which she's now entitled to about 47 million naira. The entire something. Upon what we were genuinely she helped us save. Are you getting it now? So because the payment of 47 million naira is not going to be arbitrary. We are talking of public fund. Based on what she has been able to save. 15% of what she has been able to save is now what she's rejecting. We have his lawyer. I've forgotten the name now. His lawyer, GT Ogunye, has written a lot of correspondence to us. We have responded. Instead of going forth, what she only needs is just to say, okay, I believe in my report. I will send my representative, bring your representative, let us look at it and say, okay, I stand by my report. And my report is genuine. She declined that. So she want to make a claim by fire by force on 13 billion naira allegedly saved, which was not. Are you getting it now? And so our own position was that our agreement is the amount of money saved. It's not the amount of money you claim to you want us to save, which we have not saved. So if we now, assuming we have paid that, let me tell you, assuming we have paid that 2 billion naira, and you later discover that the review committee actually reviewed the whole scenario from 8,000 to the something, and we say 15%. If you journalists see us, wouldn't you query us? Okay, when the review committee submitted a report and the amount has been reduced to drastically like under 1 billion naira, why did you then go ahead to pay her the 15% of the allowance? What would be the explanation? Because everything you are doing today, you must know that some people might come later tomorrow to check your books. And we are talking of Adeleke dynasty, which has pedigree. They are protecting it very well. And we are not in the ruling party. We are not in the government that anybody can see you. So what I'm telling you is that up to this moment, it is still open. 3 options. Either she come up with her representatives, and the government of Labour come with their representative, they will do the auditing, or she writes either to the EFCC or the SCPC.
With what you've said about protection of integrity and all of those, people ask, why did the state government not lead the narrative on this issue? The first we heard of it was from Sally Tibet, and it was a version we heard. And now you're here, but I'd like to ask you at this stage, when is the state government going to commit to publishing the full audit report? When should we expect it?
Any moment from now, the report, we will send the report first and foremost. What's
taking it so long?
Wait. This is governance. If she has not raised anything, and since the one we believe happen to be ghost workers, we have actually deleted them, no noise. If she has collected the amount due to her, why should we make it's to bother? If you make it public, of what use is going to be? You understand?
People are interested in how you're running the government.
To say that, please, what's your name? To say that Temitope has been declared, that is like blackmail has been declared as ghost workers when you are not. You understand it? to do what you even query it. Okay, somebody said I'm a ghost worker, and you discover I'm not a ghost worker. So why are you publishing it? It's because now that he has made issue out of it, that now say, okay, this is the report. These are the people she has declared as ghost workers, and some of you might know some of them. And if it is true that you discover an account is getting so number of salaries, if you really want to help us, and it's okay, bring your people. The labor leaders, the governors that are there are not fools. We just say, okay, look at account so. Account so. It's the same BFN number, it's the same name. Look at it, it's the same person. Because these things, they are banking transactions, there are documents to it. So it's all these things that we are fighting is just because when the time of politics comes, you see so many things. It's not too difficult for anybody. Why had to be a journalist to interview yesterday? I was just okay. This thing, why are you are disputing your report? Why can't the two of you set up a joint committee to look into it? Did they reject that? You understand it? Nobody asked her that question. They are just brandishing the figure, and they are brandishing it now. You know, this is 3 years of administration. Any ethical person would think, oh, so Adeleke administration has been doing fraud in relation to payroll. Whereas the terms of reference of salary report was from 2018 to 2022. That's what she audited. Are you getting it now? So she made some revelation too. Which we used to say that at the tail of the administration of the last governor, she went ahead to carry out mass recruitment. All right. She mentioned 12,000.
Yes.
If those 12,000 has not been removed, the purpose and intention of the man who recruited them was to ensure that the incoming government, will not be able to pay salary. She knew that by adding that figure to the payroll, no government in Osun State will be able to withstand that.
All right, Honorable Commissioner, if you watched that interview in full, the name of the Chief of Staff came up. And I would like to understand why that is. She made mention that she created an automated payroll administrative system. She said that the Chief of Staff, declined to that and said the money paid for that and everything should, and she dismissed, the Chief of Staff dismissed that consulting firm. Why would the Chief of Staff have to do that? And she actually gave credit to the governor and said the governor stood his ground, that this audit should be done. But is the governor in the know of the dismissal by the Chief of Staff?
Of course, the governor is the Chief Executive of the state. The singling out of the Chief of Staff is quite funny. I told you one thing now, which anytime you have the woman, just find out. Was there a move to set up a joint committee to review the entire scenario? That is the cross. Why is she doing this one? She's doing it because either you pay me 2 billion naira and I will continue to blackmail you. Those are the two things. So all other people, they are just ancillary to it, because what other people think will solve this problem, my sister and my brother, is that joint committee, which she didn't agree with. She now fall back to the agreement that it is not part and parcel of the agreement that her report will be reviewed. So she's thinking we are dooming or we are fool, that she will just submit the report like that, and then we go ahead to calculate our payment on that basis. Maybe in some state that she has done that before. Maybe that was the scenario. You know, Architect Omigodo mentioned one thing that the people might not understand what it means. Is that patronage and percentage? The meaning of patronage and percentage in government is that I'll give you a patronage, you come and give me my percentage.
Is that what took place in the Osun State?
No. If were it to be, that's what I want us to understand. Okay. She will have been paid. If were it to be any other government, any other people in quote, she will have been paid, and then those that will benefit, those that those that might likely be the beneficiary of the patronage, they will have gone behind to collect something. But in this instance case, she's claiming 2 billion naira. The government is denying that we are not going to pay her more than 47 million naira. Look at it. That's her own ground. If she has been paid, I'm quite sure she will not be on the television to say.
All right. If we were to base our statement now on that claim of not wanting to do or not engaging in patronage and percentage. I'd like to ask you, blocking revenue on that or an outflow of funds from that, the leakages that occurred all through the years, or, to these so-called ghost workers, the monies that have been lost, is the government taking active steps to recover the money?
No, let me tell you one thing. Those number of workers, let me tell you what actually happened from my own past experience.
You have just 2 minutes.
Yes. Was that at times, the new workers, ordinarily, who is not a ghost worker, might die.
Okay.
But instead of the family to inform the government or the co-workers, the money will still continue to go to the account.
Money is being lost anyway.
Wait. Because at the end of the day, what you will discover that the person died. Are you getting it now? That's why it could not surface when you ask or it's a pensioner. So in that kind of situation, there's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is to remove. The one you can punish is that if you get somebody getting two or more salaries, and in that kind of situation, I doubt whether they get any. But in that situation whereby somebody is a genuine worker and he just died, maybe due to one reason or the other, it has not been properly reported so that the account section will be notified and the money will be stopped. So that is common all over the world. You understand it? If you are in if this establishment has been a government establishment, workers, especially the corps as the police or the military will say, if somebody died suddenly, instead of all of you to go to the top management to inform them, you will say, okay, you will be sympathizing. Unless that's why government do periodic auditing. Unless there is an auditing, there is nothing you can do to abet. Initial something. Maybe you'll be pitying the children that at least all this money they are paying, they are still paying to the account of this man, his wife and children. So that is Nigerian factor. But let me tell you one thing. If today, as a form of conclusion, she's ready with her representatives, the issue could be resolved, or we have resolved on our own.
So in short,
we are going to
we are totally out of time.
So the Osun State government is open for review.
Of course, that's what we are saying.
All right. So thank you very much. Thank you so much, Barrister, for coming to make sense of this conversation.
Thank you for having me.
The conversation we just had was with Osun State Commissioner for Public Enlightenment, for Information and Public Enlightenment. All right, thank you, dear viewer, for joining us for the TGIF installment of Morning Spring today. That's the much conversation we can have. We hope to keep you abreast of updates, as per this issue and several others. My name is Temitope Ajijololuola. See you Monday.
Very many thanks for being a part of this. Let's do this again next week. Bye for now. My name is Olu.